Jesse Watters is co-host of The Five, host of Watters World, both here on Fox, and a friend of ours. Happy to have him tonight. Jesse, good to see you. So I mean, you got to kind of give Biden credit for not holding a grudge, but they seem to have no respect for him at all. What does this tell you?
They call Joe Biden a buffoon, and he says, you know what, you get me. Can you start Monday? I mean, Kamala Harris basically called him a rapist, and he goes, you know what, I think you have good judgment. I'm going to make you my number 2. And then Simone Sanders basically called him Whitey, and he said, you're hired. I mean, at this point, they're not even going to have to bribe Hunter to get access to Joe. You can just call Joe a plagiarist, and he'll give you a cabinet post. I mean, if this trend keeps continuing, what are they going to make Tara Reid the defense secretary? I mean, is Tony Bobolinsky on the short list for CIA? I mean, Tucker, you've said some pretty not so nice things about Joe Biden. You could be maybe in the running for chief speechwriter. But the point is this. Joe Biden has been in politics for so long, everyone said something mean about him at some point. He was always known as a laughingstock until they dragged him across the finish line. But it shows you just how power hungry the political world is. You can have people, they work for Mayor Pete. Pete loses, then they jump to Bernie. Bernie loses, then they jump to Joe. And you know, do they really even like the politicians, or do they like the power? I think we know the answer.
That is both amusing and very deep. I agree with you completely. Their contempt for Biden, though, does seem pronounced. And I'm wondering, they're just going to eat him. I mean, they're just going to control him. I mean, he's clearly self-hating and out of it. Will he have any chance to run anything, or is it all going to be Simone Sanders and Kamala and the rest, Jen Psaki, telling him what to do?
Yeah, I think he's the junior member of every committee that's going to be at the White House. But their new strategy is this, Tucker. The team is boring, and they're boring for a reason. Because the less news you make, the less specific you are whenever you say anything, no one's going to pay attention to what they're doing behind the scenes. So they're not going to talk about policy. They're not even going to tell you what they're doing. They're going to say things like restoring alliances and fairness. But then in the dark, they're just going to be getting rich. Their friends are getting rich. Their donors are going to get rich. And we're not going to know anything that they're doing basically until the bombs go off. I mean, at least in the Trump administration, you had gunslingers out there like, you know, Sarah Sanders or Pompeo or Kellyanne, and they put the policy right in your face. They were too transparent. But at least you know what they were doing. This administration, we're not going to know anything.
So smart. I think that's exactly right. Jesse Watters. See him on The Five. Great to see you. Hope you'll come back.
Thank you.